So hey everybody, this week I'm here in Edinburgh, today in Coffee Nexus, and I'm here as promised with Vini from Minasul Europe.
I'm Vini.
Hey.
From Minasul Europe.
So this is probably going to be a little bit awkward and haphazard, but we'll see how it goes. So, kind of wanted to talk with Vini about like what Minasul is, because as an importer, Minasul is a little bit different from other importers in the world. So let's start on that. So how does Minasul work?
Well, to start, Minasul is a coffee co-op in Brazil. Minasul works directly with coffee producers to supply them with a whole bunch of services that the producer needs to continue producing his coffee. That goes directly from coffee inputs to machinery, to warehousing, logistics, and the part that we're in is the end part of sales. So the producer needs to finally sell his coffee, and Minasul works with him on the Brazilian internal market and the external market. Okay.
So how does Minasul go about finding the producers that they end up working with?
So Minasul is based in Varginha, the south of Minas Gerais, and has warehouses strategically set up in the state of Minas Gerais to cover different production regions. So the producer that works with Minasul, he doesn't have to deliver his coffee in Minasul's headquarters. He just delivers to the nearest warehouse possible.
Something going on upstairs. Yeah, so Minasul, it's not like a typical coffee trader, is it?
No, it's not. Minasul, being a coffee co-op, Minasul provides services for the producer. So the producer, when he deposits the coffee in the warehouse, it's still his coffee.
Right.
So Minasul would do all quality control for the producer, where at the end he will know the exact qualities that he had for that crop. After he knows what qualities he produced, he's able to decide what he wants to do with his coffee. He wants to sell it. If he wants to sell it in the internal market, is he willing? If he wants to explore exporting the coffee with us as well, it's basically what he wants to do with it. And Minasul will provide the right sales strategies for him to explore the best market for his coffee for the best price.
Yeah, Bill, that's cool. So it's like Minasul kind of works almost as a middleman to help any producer kind of find the exact quality of their product and sell it in the best way possible for them.
Exactly, yes. So Minasul would be representing the producer.
Yeah, that's really cool. And then how does Minasul Europe operate in conjunction with Minasul Cooperative?
So Minasul Europe is one of the sales tools offered by Minasul to the producer.
Yeah.
We're at a point where Minasul in Brazil worked with the producers to develop their quality and move on from producing commercial quality to specialty and high-end specialty, with producers experimenting with different processes and adjusting their practices in the fields. And now we're at a point that we need to find more developed markets that are willing to pay the quality premium for this effort for the producer. And the Brazilian internal market is simply just not enough for the producer.
Yeah.
So Minasul Europe is a tool where we are developing these direct relationships with roasters for the producer.
Yeah.
So in a way, we have our producers participate in the roaster producer supply chain more actively.
Yeah.
So the producer's role doesn't end when he delivers the coffee in Brazil. He's still following the sales, the development of this Minasul branding, his name, their name here in Europe, directly with the roasters.
Yeah, oh, that's fantastic. That's it's the kind of relationship that Fortitude have built up with, I'm going to pronounce it wrong, Marcio Costado. Nearly there. So the Fazenda C-Tech that we've got on a total roaster as well.
Yes. And we're drinking it right now.
Currently drinking, it's tasting fabulous. Yeah, and this is kind of a really good example of the relationship that we've been able to build through Minasul Europe, through Vini, that we've kind of got direct contact with Massio and Presentacy Tech, and we're able to kind of plan forward what kind of crops we're looking for the future and the next harvests and everything, and keep on that relationship and show Massio how much his work is being appreciated, which he absolutely loves. It's great seeing it on social media with him, and he's producing a fantastic product at the end of the day. So it's something that we want to be able to shout about as well with fortitude.
Yes, for sure. This relationship that we are able to build has been really having them really enthusiastic about this new process.
Yeah,
experimenting new processes, doing fermentation lots. Exciting things are to come.
Yeah.
And
so how does the kind of quality specifications work for Minasul when finding a producer?
So any coffee producer can deposit their coffee in Minasul, no matter what quality it is. So they first deposit their coffee in any warehouse, Minasul. The samples are all sent to the headquarters in Virginia, where there's a main quality lab. And this quality lab handles all entries of all qualities.
Right.
And so this is the first separation of standards, where they would go through in Brazil there's an internal market quality specifications, where the quality control is done on this basis, which is COB, which is the official Brazilian classification for coffee. And it goes through humidity percentage, physical analysis of the coffee, defect count, and finally the actual sensory profile of each coffee. During this main stage, all the cuppers and the classifiers, they all look out for any lots that stand out. So any clean lots without any defects, or with some cup profiles that might be standing out different than what they're used to, or higher quality, and they would send this coffee now for a second analysis in the specialty coffee lab. So in the specialty coffee lab, completely independent from this commercial lab, we'll do the quality control on SCA protocol.
Right.
And that's when we have the descripted cup profile of the lot with the SCA score, all done by a team of 6 Q graders, and where they can then, after that, map out the quality profiles per microregion where the coffee is coming from.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow, so it's quite a rigorous testing of everything through every stage.
It is completely, and every stage, everyone that gets in contact with the coffee doesn't just see that as another lot, but of the work of the producer that's put behind that.
Yeah.
So if anything stands out, either good quality or any defect that might have come throughout the process, we are on the phone with the producer immediately to make, if he needs to make an adjustment here or there.
Cool. Thank you. So is there anything else we should know about Minasul?
There's a lot to talk about, actually. What did we cover? We covered the quality.
Yeah, of course, the quality, how it all works. I don't know, what else do you want to kind of tell to the world?
Well, being a coffee co-op, there's a lot of social programs involved as well. Because at the end of the day, the co-op is there to help the producer in any way possible. And the producer doesn't just live with coffee. So Minasul is there to supply him with a better life. And selling the coffee is the largest part of that.
Yeah,
I would say.
Yeah.
So finding the best market for his specific coffee, selling it at the best timing, and helping him cut costs for their production.
Yeah. So how else does it kind of help the producers? Like,
so there's a lot of social programs that Minasul does. So a couple of years ago, Minasul started Academia do Campo, which is a 3-month intensive class that Minasul opens for a group of producers that are interested. So it covers anything about production, field production.
Cool. That's cool.
Yeah.
So it's like, it's a really good thing, I don't know what you'd call it, a really good cooperative for a producer to be a part of.
Oh, for sure, completely. There's a lot of, Minasul has been really focusing on how barter can help the producer achieve more things.
Yeah.
So the Minasul has a large store where the producer can basically buy anything he wants for his production, paying with coffee.
Oh wow!
So he can buy small items as like a pocket knife.
Yeah.
To a tractor, and pay it with coffee. His next season.
That's amazing. That's a really cool initiative.
And this is the second year actually that Minasul is offering for the producer in partnership with a local college. The producers can enroll in the college for any course they want and pay with their coffee as well.
Wow, that's fantastic. How did you get into coffee? What's your background in this?
So my father got me into the coffee. My dad has been a coffee buyer for co-ops. He has always been in the commercial coffee industry. He eventually got me to start liking the business.
Yeah.
In Virginia, the city where I'm from, I live 7 minutes from the co-op.
Right.
It's really hard to get a job that's not some way related to coffee.
Okay.
So if you're not working with coffee production or coffee export or coffee logistics, you're doing accounting for coffee companies.
Okay.
So it's a really a big coffee hub. So Minasul was my first job. I got there as an internship.
Cool.
So it was a 1-year internship. I was still in high school. I didn't know anything about coffee. Didn't even like to drink coffee. Started in the kitchen. Was cleaning cups. Starting in the sample room.
Yeah.
Well, there's so many samples. Each lot has a sample, so there's thousands of little samples that need to be all archived.
Yeah.
All archived and I eventually got to the specialty coffee lab, and Chico. Chico. Well, I started working with Chico, and he just basically taught me everything he knew about coffee. So, great mentor. Yeah. Great mentor. Had one of the best cuppers in Brazil to learn from. So.
Definitely.
Yeah, eventually he just threw me into Q course my first year.
Bill.
Yeah, first year got me to do the Q course. Amazing experience, and basically just to learn from there. Just everyday cupping. So Chico taught me basically everything he knew about coffee. It was a good 3 to 4 crops.
Wow.
And cupping coffee, all coffee entries. Promoting the quality competition that Minasul has internally, and it's really good when you discover a producer that never thought that he could produce specialty coffee, and to have him excited about having know that his coffee has potential, and see what he improves for next year. So the first year is always the most exciting, where the producer is introduced to the specialty coffee world, and the next year is when he starts to produce consistency and get improve his practices in the field. That for me was the main part of the best thing about the job.
So rewarding.
Yeah, completely. Yeah. So you have producers when they submit their coffee to a quality competition, not even thinking about it anymore. It's like, just see where it goes. My first year producing specialty, and to have them in like the top 20, top 10 lots.
Insane.
It's really fun. So it was a great part of the job.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. And so last year was the Minasul decided to develop these new markets. I was brought on board to help develop this, and it just feels like it's the end of the cycle that I am helping now. So I was able to get from identifying from commercial to specialty, identifying new producers. And now we're finally finding the right markets for these producers.
Yeah, definitely. I think it's a big part, especially for us on this side, like the roasters, like without Minasul Europe being developed, we probably wouldn't have ever really have heard of like Minasul Cooperative without this smaller branch off of Minasul. So it's like, it's really important for us because it gives us like a whole new window to connecting with the producers and everything else. So it's a fantastic thing to be a part of. And like, it's, you know, we love working with you.
No, thank you.
Having amazing coffees.
You too.
It's been great. Cool. Yeah, is there anything else you want to chat about? Or is that...
I'm just excited to be here. Thank you, Zach, for inviting me.
Thank you for coming on and chatting about Minasul. I've been really excited to talk about it.
Excellent, thank
you. Do it justice, because one of my earlier videos I was chatting about Minasul and I was like, I'm not doing it justice, I'm murdering it here.
No, it was great. Thank you for the shout out on the first video. It was really cool.
It's good.
I'm sorry about how awkward I am right now.
It's fine, man.
I don't know if you're gonna cut that or keep that in there, but I'm sorry, viewers.
See how funny it is.
Of Total Roaster, I'm very sorry. What's the crack? No, honestly, thank you for this opportunity to actually put Minasul's name out there.
Yeah.
You know, this is exactly the relationship that we are looking for, where we know that our producers have potential, and we don't want their work to be finished in Brazil.
Yeah.
So we want them to be here in Europe, have their coffee here, and have roasters know that it's their coffee.
Yeah.
And for them to know that their coffee is being served in Scotland and England and all of Europe with very quality-driven roasters.
Yeah, definitely. It's fantastic. It's an amazing thing to be a part of, and I absolutely love the relationships that we can build. Yeah, it's great. Cool. So thank you. I hope you all enjoyed watching this. I'm sorry for all of this awkwardness from the both of us. It's great.
Mostly on my part.
It's all good. Alright, I'll see you for the next one. Bye.
You look kind of strong.
Yeah, you look big, man. You do. It makes me look really thin. Cool. So Minasul, it's not like a typical coffee trader, is it?
No, it's not. I'm sorry.
It's fine, I'll edit that out.
Okay. Do you have to repeat it, or should I?
I'll start this.
I'm sorry about that.
Good, man.
We're gonna have way too many bloopers.
It's fine, don't worry.